Hello, everyone. This is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 45 of Direwolf20's All the Mod 7 Skyblock. Today, I'm crafting my EV solar panel. It should be coming along in just a few seconds here. Hooray! EV solar complete. Look at that. Woohoo! So that is now done. That is a task that we've had for a bit. Let's see. Level emitter, I don't need you no more. Netherite furnace, I can put away all this stuff that I had on the to-do list. So ultimately, between episodes, I've just been kind of keeping an eye on this stuff, making sure everything's good, and it is. I have to say, I'm very happy with how this automation turned out. Like, it is really pretty slick. It works well. It is cool. So, yeah, just putting that out there. So let's take a look at the Nexium emitter. So to make this thing, we're going to need a few more things, but I don't think anything in here is too crazy at this point. We do need that netherite block 5x compressed. And what I was thinking is, maybe what we do is we extract from here. What if we extract on the north side on orange? Does that sound cool? A stack of tick? That sounds pretty good to me. But what I want to do in the extractor card is use a filter. And I want to specify what you're allowed to extract. Because by doing that, remember, the way laser IO works is if you put a filter on the extract side, it won't extract any more than that. So, for example, we've got a silly amount of gold. I could probably EMC that straight into coal. So what if we extract and leave, I don't know, we could do 2048? Does that sound good? Yeah? Okay. Sounds good to me. So on the north side, we'll put gold ingots. And we'll put 2048. So now, if I insert on orange, we should be getting copious amounts of gold disappearing from our inventory, right? But notice it stopped at 2048. Haha. And we can do the same for tin and lead and osmium. Copper seems like a waste of time. It's only 128 EMC. Nickel, silver, and aluminum. Does that sound cool? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you require redstone white enabled to do this, right? But, okay. 2048, 2048. 2048. 2048. 2048. How's that sound? Now, if I were to put a lever here and a redstone insert card, aha. So now if we look at our ingots, we should hit 2048 and then be done. Cool. I like that. Okay. That ain't too shabby. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. Anything else with a copious amount of EMC that I can dump in there that I have a lot of? Meh. Meh. Not yet. Not yet. That'll do, though. That'll do. And that got us up to, hey, our first, is that a 5x or a 4x? Oh my goodness, that's only a 3x? Whew, that is not a lot. That is not a lot. All right, let's get another compacting drawer. And we pop that guy. Hey, wait, what? That's not a compacting door. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Did I put a filter on this? I don't think I needed to, right? So if I do that and I take this out of here, oh, I should probably lock it. Yeah, we could lock it. Okay. And then we take this out of here and we put it in here. He should extract the 3x and put him in there. Right? Oh. Dire, please. Okay, now we've got the 3x in there. We have a long ways to go for netherite, don't we? A little bit. A little bit. So that EV emitter, it's going to be a while. What else can I do here to make that a little bit... Like, what else has an EMC on it? That's a good question. Like, a large amount of EMC. I know amethyst shards are probably some of the best. And what I did do... I think I mentioned this last episode, but it was during a little bit of downtime. One thing I did... Nether warts wouldn't be bad, or gas tiers wouldn't be bad. Platinum, I don't think we have any of. Iridium. What do we got in here? We've got a little bit of iridium, but it doesn't feel like we have enough to start voiding it, right? Probably true. Probably true. So most of those metals come from gravel, right? Truth. I'll have to think about this one. There's got to be a good, clever way to do it. And what I could have is a dedicated ore processor that would basically be something like that, but specifically designed to do this. Or we could just override this and force it to run all the time for gravel, and at least until we get to the point where we've generated enough netherite. That's also an option, right? Because the diamond card, which is gravel, emits on blue when we have 3,000. And then how about on the down here? This one is sand. This one's gravel. So what I could say is we could just, ignore it. And that would be cool. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how dust got in there, but whatever. All right. Maybe we just leave it like that. And then what should happen is any excess ingots we get will be extracted from here and converted into netherite. Yeah. That's a way to go. And we'll always keep it 2048 of those. Hey, you know what? Lead's a good one to go with. I could add lead to the list. How's that sound? Sounds good to me, right? Okay. So, I mean, that'll produce a pretty good amount of netherite just by letting it sit there and run, in addition to the amethyst that we need. So maybe we just let that sit for an episode or two and see where that plays out for us. But in theory, that'll just give us a silly amount of diamonds over time and emeralds. And that should be fine. And any excess that we get will just basically be dumped into EMC. Yeah? Does that work? Sure. I mean, it looks like it's working. Pretty cool. Okay. And then everything stabilizes. Lead, how come you're not getting drained out of there? That's interesting. Is it maybe going somewhere else? $2,000 lead ingots. Is there lead in my... This thing's a high priority, right? Yeah. How about I make you 6,000 as a priority? I feel like there's lead not in our thing, right? If I do this... Yeah. Some of the lead, I think, was going into my drives instead of going into where it belongs. See, now we're all at 2048. Interesting. I wonder if it was just importing too quickly? I don't know. Okay. Cool. All right, let's let that chill, and I'll keep an eye on it. See, now we're staying pretty steady at the 2048, but we'll see if it starts misbehaving again. Anyway, let's look at what else we needed for that, because we just need to let netherite happen, right? That's just going to be a background thing. So with the Nexium emitter pretty much good to go, we should be able to do something like this. What else do we need? We need a couple platinum blocks. Looks done. Then we need a ME crafting terminal. I can make that happen real quick. There we go. Sweet. And then solar recharging dude. That's going to need some polonium. Okay. And a module base, which is going to need bronze and HDPE sheets. Okay. That shouldn't be too bad. Okay, that seems probably doable. We should probably consider maybe polonium. We're going to have to get into nuclear with mechanism. That's the deal then, right? I think so. Other than that, we have most of what we need. We can get a few more of these cooking. And then... There we go. Nice. Cool. All right, so that's the Nexium dude. All right, so that has our emitter pretty much done. Now we just need to wait for the 5x block and get into polonium. Now I also know that some of the advanced, or some of the recipes we're going to need at some point is going to involve some antimatter type stuff from mechanism, which means we're not only going to have to get into nuclear for polonium, but we're also going to have to get antimatter stuff set up, right? So we're going to need the supercritical phase shifter going. Okay, so let's find a spot to set that up. Is a compact machine... Do you think a compact machine would be big enough? Probably not. Probably not, right? Because the biggest you'll get with a compact machine is 15 by 15. Am I right about that? Pretty sure that's correct. 13 by 13, even smaller. Now, I don't think we need like a stupid amount of this stuff, but we do need some. So we need probably like a mid-sized reactor. We don't need anything stupidly crazy and big. But if we get that cooking and get that running, that wouldn't be a bad idea for today. So I think that's our plan. I think that's what we do, right? I think we definitely look at that. So give me a minute to get prepared. I'm going to teach the AE system all the recipes for what we need for the reactor and the steam turbine and all that good stuff. And then we'll come back and make it so. Sound cool? So be right back. The best part of this is I can now craft as many stone bricks as I want without worrying about having stone on hand, because As soon as I craft them, more stone is made. It is the best. I can just be like, hey, give me a bunch of stone bricks. And it's like, no problem. I'm going to automatically craft a whole bunch more for you because automation. All right, so built a nice little platform way over here, barely within sight of my main base area, which is fine. Do I need this whole thing here? Probably not, right? I don't think so. What am I on? Shapeless? Yeah, so why are you not... Oh, hello. You are. Good job. You're just not showing... Oh, maybe you are and I just can't see it. It's subtle. What I can do, since it looks like that's more than 64 blocks... Perfect. Sure, why not? Just make more. It doesn't matter. We've got stone for days. All right, not bad. Not bad. Just peeking. Hey, look, we already have our second. Nice. So this actually is working pretty well. And it looks like the ingots are going where they belong, so that's nice. That is definitely nice. All right, so got a big area over here. That's what I'm going to build. All right, we should have everything programmed for auto crafting. We'll have to see if I missed anything. Wouldn't be surprised if I did. Let's go ahead and see how my chunk boundary is laid out. Not bad. Not bad. Just going to throw down a couple of these bad boys. Make sure stuff can behave itself. And we'll make sure that that keeps things well lit over here. In theory, it might. We'll find out. Cool. Now, we want to build our reactors within chunk boundaries. So luckily, it looks like I aligned pretty well with chunk boundaries, actually. Not bad at all. So let's get our first reactor, which is going to be a 7x7. So that sound cool? And I'm just going to keep it bound within the chunk. And I don't think it has to be perfectly centered in the chunk, right? No, I think we'll be fine. And then... Cool. And then a building gadget and a build to me. And that should be cool. And then we can do reactor glass. Perfect. Not that one. Okay. Just making sure that's on. And then we've got control rod assemblies. Perfect. And then we've got fission fuel rod assemblies. Do I not have enough of those? I should. Did I math that wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 13 times 5, right? All right. That should be better. Sweet. Okay, cool. And then you... can do this. I might have made one extra then. My bad. I think the floor can be... yeah? Guess we'll find out. And then we need a couple ports. I'm thinking I'll have the ports over here-ish. And maybe one in the back here for water input. And then maybe one on this side. So that should be steam in and out over there. We're probably going to want one more port, right? Because we're going to want one for fuel in and one for fuel out. I think so. Okay, what am I missing here? What am I missing? Oh, you know what? Maybe these don't go on the roof, do they? I'm thinking of that other reactor mod where they actually form the roof. That's probably why I had what I had, which is one too many. Yep, that makes sense, actually. I was like, I thought I mathed correctly. Yeah, I did. I just placed blocks wrong. Okay, easy fix. I thought I made enough of these. There we go. Nice. Okay, perfect. Looks good, right? Okay. So now you're ready to receive that stuff. Let's get a sink with water going on. Perfect. And some laser I/O for water flowing, obviously. So on the opposite side of you, we're going to need more fluid cards, please. And we'll probably need some overclockers for this. So on the opposite side of you, which is the east, you will get a fluid insert, and on the down, you will get a fluid extract, fully overclocked, 8 buckets per tick. Does that sound cool? And as a reminder, we can overclock the node if we wanted to have 8 times 9 buckets per tick. But I don't think it's necessary. I think we're pretty good. All right, maybe just a few. How about maybe just a few? Extract. Extract. Right? Extract. Extract. And then you can be overclocked. Boom. Now we're cruising. That's filling pretty quickly. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right, let's build the turbine. And we're going to build the turbine in this chunk. Cool. Let me get the ingredients I need. I taught AE2 how to make it, but I did not actually kick off all the crafts. So let me get that done. Hey, you know what? This is coming along nicely. We actually have 6 3x blocks. So we've almost got our first 4x, which is kind of cool. Just out of curiosity, we've got 18,000 diamonds. So that's a thing. I think we're good on diamonds for a bit. What do you say? So I just finished all the auto crafting that we need for the turbine. So let's get that guy built up real quick. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. All right, this one should be pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to keep it somewhat centered with this guy, so maybe I should move it over here. That should be good. And then what's the height on the 5 one? I think it's 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easy peasy. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. And then we'll want some structural glass. That should be cool. Hey, did we run out of that stuff already? All right, we don't put it that high. That's right. Oh, I guess I broke it off. Cool. Yeah, the structural glass doesn't go that high. I have to remember how this goes. So the roof is actually going to be all turbine vents. So I don't even want the structural glass there. The roof is all turbine vents. Okay. And then on the walls will be turbine vents on 3 of the walls. And in the middle will be saturating condensers. I never really did look into like the exactly how does this work mechanic, but meh. And then we'll have some structural glass. And then down a layer, we're going to have 3 sets of turbine vents again, but -1. So like that. And then we're going to have 7 of these with our 2 electromagnetic coils. And then down another level will be a rotational complex in the middle with pressure dispersers all around it. Okay. And then we can have these guys here. And what goes on the walls there? 2 walls will have turbine vents. I don't think it super matters which 2 walls, but okay. And then down the rest of the way will just be rotors down the middle. I made them, I didn't grab them. Hey. And now we can build and gadget our way down here. Really? Did I get the wrong amount of structural glass? I'll just grab a bunch more, doesn't matter. Okay. And then we want our turbine blades like that. Perfect. Cool, cool, cool. All right, and then we're also going to want turbine valves, which I may... Oh, I did teach you how to make turbine valves. Good. Good job, me. I always forget how to build these things, but luckily there's a thing on the internet that tells you. Cool. I think one of these can be the power output. So maybe... That cool? Okay. So let's do the wrenchy stuff. So mechanism... Did I ever make one of those mechanism dudes? I did. Good. A configurator. Do I have to configurate you? I don't think so. No. But this I do have to configurate. So you're going to be output waste, output coolant, input only. You're going to output coolant, you're going to input. You're going to input water. You're going to input, and you're going to output waste. Okay? So this is where we'll have the fuel come in. This is where the waste will go out, the nuclear waste that we need to process, right? Maybe I should have the waste outputs on this side. That wouldn't be a bad idea, right? Because then we could have our fuel processing go down that way. I like that. I like that. For some reason, I feel like I want it here. I don't have a good reason for wanting it there, other than I just want it there. Cool. And you're all good to go. All right, so long story short, we should have the turbines and the reactor and all that stuff ready to go right now. What we're going to need to do next is build the assembly line for the fuel generation, right? So we effectively need fissile fuel, which is going to need uranium hexafluoride from an isotropic centrifuge. We're going to need hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide from a chemical infuser. Okay. We're going to need hydrofluoric acid is going to be a chemical dissolution chamber, fluorite and sulfuric acid. And then the sulfuric acid will be sulfur trioxide and water vapor and a chemical doohickey. We're going to need a lot of those. Sulfur trioxide will be oxygen and sulfur dioxide. And then that will be sulfur dust, maybe. That might be your best bet. Is that really the best bet for sulfur dioxide? Possibly. Now that sulfur from mechanism comes from where? Yeah, you're gonna have to do the... I might go the gunpowder route for this one, because that'll definitely be faster and keep up better. Or we could go the coal route. You know, we have lots of coal, right? Sulfuric acid, oxygen. Okay. We'll come up with something cool for that. And then the rest of that shouldn't be too bad. Hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide. So that's going to be yellow cake uranium, which is going to be uranium ingots. Now, how are we for uranium ingots? Not great. So there's uranium pieces, which are sieved from sand. There's raw uranium, which we can get from laser drill items, and then uranium ore from all the ores. So what I'm guessing is, and then this will combine into raw uranium? Okay. So what we should be able to do is if we sieve sand, we should be having uranium pieces be added to the list of things that you handle. So if I don't actually think I've ever sieved sand, actually. So let's make sure that first off, you can handle uranium pieces, right? So if I just dump all this in here, he should have no problem making tons of uranium for me, right? So uranium could be added to the drawer here with a sand dumper so that it, you know, has sand for uranium. That could be cool. That could be cool. How's this thing coming along? Actually, we are about to hit our first 4x netherite block. That's kind of neat. That is, you know, we're not far away from that. That is cool beans right there. Now, does uranium have an EMC value? It does not. Okay. Does sulfur of any kind? Not really. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm cool. That's pretty slick. I like that. And everybody's behaving themselves over here? Yeah, pretty much. Staying at the 2048 realm. I wish diamonds or emeralds had EMC. That would probably make my life a little bit easier. But not the end of the world. Alright, so let's do this. Let's wrap up the episode here. We'll come back next time. I'll probably invest in making uranium automated. How about fluorite? That comes from... I mean, obviously we have a ton of it. That comes from sieving gravel, which is one of the things that we're sieving like a stupid amount of, right? Now, did that have EMC? I don't think it did. No. No. But if we need to get copious amounts of it, there is a fluorite essence. We get 8 of them per craft, so that's not bad. So we could get fluorite seeds, which is tier 4. Totally doable if we need to get more of it. But this is kind of doing plenty for us right now, right? What is our fluorite situation here? Are you filled out and voiding? You are. So let's do this. Let's get a diamond upgrade times 2. And because we're like, you know, infinitely running gravel, this will be cool, right? In fact, let me netherite upgrade one of these. That should be neat, right? Now can I remove you and netherite this one? Okay. Wonder how big this gets. 67 million is how many we can hold now. I mean, for fun, how do we not just do one more? I'm just curious, like, how big this number gets, right? All right, 2.1 billion. That's a number that I'm familiar with. Cool. Cool. Okay, 2.1 billion is how much fluorite will be allowed to hold now. So we'll come back next episode. I'll add sand to this mechanic. We'll get the, you know, crafting going on for for uranium, and then we'll be good to go making some fissile fuel. Sound like a plan? For now, I'll sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.